Everybody back, and we'll go ahead and get started with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
We've found Tamika and those in her office to be very helpful and communicative and, willing to answer questions whenever we had them.
That people of color have so much value to add to organizations. Our workforce needs to be diversified because our community is diverse.
And that's the thing about fashion. Fashion connects people from all walks of life. Everybody can participate in the fashion. And it doesn't have to be from design.
And for all of you to know about this program is that it is literally changing the lives of our apprentices. They are so incredibly grateful for this opportunity. They have shared things about being able to provide for their families in ways that they have not been able to do so in the past. So we just could not be more grateful for our partnership with the county, and we hope to continue this in the future.
So over the past couple of years, this partnership with the county gave me the opportunity to take an idea, which I thought as an idea, as a passion project, I could do it, have a little bit of impact, but I knew there was something bigger and I just needed a partner to believe in that. Now my passion has gone from passion to purpose, and I come to work every day just knowing that I have a partner that's gonna help me make this thing much more impactful year over year, and the city's gonna be better for it. Our people in our community is gonna be better for it, and working with Franklin County has honestly changed my life.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and County Administration. Damika Withers, Chief Economic and Inclusion Officer, and joining me is Prola Martinez, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Program Administrator in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The video you just saw is a part of a 6-minute video created in partnership with a small and emerging business that highlights 3 of our community partners who, through their programs and County Commissioners funding, were able to impact equity and inclusion as they discussed. Commissioners, our presentation today will highlight how the work of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is continuing to advance racial equity and carry out the goals of the Poverty Blueprint in the areas of jobs, health, and youth. In addition to supporting the 3 partners in the highlighted video, we have been able to support, through your approval of funding of $1.7 million in 2022, other important initiatives such as the Greater Columbus Sport Commission, who through inclusion works to improve the quality of life and impact the economy in Franklin County, as well as the Hub Community Development Corporation and Ohio MBE, who offers legal aid support to minority businesses and learning through the Construction Academy. We have continued to keep track and report during briefing and general session the eligible purchase orders for small and emerging business certification. The Board of Commissioners have approved purchase orders of $4.3 million to minority business enterprises and a little over $5.1 million to women business enterprises.
Tamika, Chief Withers, I do apologize for interrupting your presentation. If you could please go to the display settings on the top there.
I apologize for the delay. It's not letting me. Is that working now, Brittany? Display settings.
Along the top, choose display settings and
Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Is that it?
Perfect.
Sorry.
My apologies, Chief, go ahead.
That's okay. Thank you for that. Moving forward in 2023, we plan to gather data of actual award purchase orders of small and emerging businesses by invoices paid and report that information differently during public meetings. With the approved proposed budget, we plan to continue supporting initiatives through Columbus Fashion Alliance, Experience Columbus, and Greater Columbus Sports Commission, as well as other community organizations whose initiatives align with advancing equity in our community. Perla Martinez will now give an overview of County Futures. Perla?
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. My name is Perla Martinez. I am the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Program Administrator. I am here to give you an overview of the County Futures Program. This is from August 2022 until present. Commissioners, as you know, we are committed to fostering an economic environment conducive to job creation, employee development, and equity. This is only possible through hard work and shared collaboration. Because of this, key stakeholders from across the county have collaborated with the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to develop a comprehensive workforce development strategy, County Futures, where we share the commitment to building a world-class workforce and addressing the persistent barriers to success that minority residents face. We recognize that our engagement as public servants and employers is an essential element of this process. Therefore, the County Futures Initiative is designed to improve economic mobility among new hires and longstanding employees alike by linking them with short-term vocational training opportunities, DEI training, core professional development opportunities, job retention services, and barrier removal, as well as job-to-career coaching. In this slide, as you can see, we have held 4 job fairs. We have had 162 participants, 57 interviews, and we have had 18 hires. We can also see some of the feedback that we received from internal and external stakeholders alike and participants alike, where they are explaining how excited and this initiative it is and how it can change the lives of Franklin County residents. Looking ahead to 2023, we will continue enhancing our current workplace development opportunities and training that we will give all current and incoming employees a more diverse scope of meaningful career opportunities. We, of course, will continue to increase the number of job fairs, participants, and hires alike. A goal of County Futures will also be to create internal job fairs, where we will give current employees an opportunity to explore the options that our other agencies offer if they wish to make a meaningful transition into a different career path or just to see what's out there. We know we can't do this alone. Therefore, experience has taught us that working together is how we create change. Working together, we will activate the talent that is abundant in our county, in our young people, communities of color, low-wealth neighborhoods, veterans, individuals with disabilities, etc. We will harness this talent through viable pathways to stable employment and family-sustaining jobs. But like I said, we can't do this alone. To further and strengthen County Futures, we will add more partners with key organizations, such as the Columbus Chamber of Commerce and Ohio Means Jobs, who, through the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio, have expressed interest in developing an internship program to connect high school students from diverse school districts within Franklin County with various roles within all Board of Commissioner agencies. Expose them to the opportunities we have available within our organization and provide them with a pathway to success if they chose us as their employer of choice after graduation. Commissioners, we are also excited to present to you the Emerging New American Community Teams, ENACT, a leadership cohort in partnership with the Ohio History Connection, designed for immigrants and refugees in Central Ohio, created by the Ohio History Connection. The goal of the project is to connect aspiring Central Ohio New American leaders with established community resources, fundamental civic education, and workforce opportunities within Franklin County in order to build a base of knowledge and resources that empowers them to become advocates for the immigrant and refugee community, and in doing so, increase theirs and their families' sense of belonging and success in the larger Central Ohio community, and help us become the world-class workforce that we know we can be. Here, you'll be able to see a small snapshot of County Futures so far. We have held job fairs in various areas of Central Ohio, downtown, east, and west, and we are planning on holding one before the end of the year on the south side. Our partners at Creative Central Ohio Futures and our own Human Resource Department have been instrumental in being able to host these. Together, I believe we will continue building a workforce system that is more diverse, innovative, effective, and we will become the definitive employer of choice. Thank you.
In addition to the work with County Futures, we are working to be an employer of choice by responding to the internal needs of the workforce. Our current Racial Equity Council is comprised of 16 Board of Commissioner employees that have made a commitment to applying a racial equity and inclusion lens to how Franklin County approaches recruiting, learning and development, programming, and service delivery. This is the first council that went through a selection process to apply and implement the recommendations created by the appointed inaugural council. This year's council was divided into 3 subgroups: communications, which focused on recommendation number 11, telling our story of how Franklin County is ingraining racial equity into its operations and services; operations, which focused on recommendation number 2, creating racial equity council subgroups within Board of Commissioner agencies; and engagement, which focused on recommendation number 6, implement and maintain DEI standards into Board of Commissioner agencies. Some of the Racial Equity Council implementation activities include a monthly DEI newsletter, DEI social media presence, incorporating an ODEI public information officer, developing resource groups, and having wellness rooms at county agency buildings that will support staff's mental and physical well-being. As defined by the workforce feedback from the cultural climate audit, we have continued to offer webinars that highlight and recognize important dates, celebrating and bringing awareness to Franklin County community. We have partnered with Nationwide Children's Hospital to bring attention to autism, as well as minority mental health, where Adam H. also participated. We also worked with small Black business owner Rita Fuller Yates to discuss Columbus Black history in recognition of Juneteenth. In the cultural climate audit, the analysis of staff readiness and perception scores show Board of Commissioner staff believes that likely with adequate training, cognitions may shift in the areas of cultural competence, structural accountability, and cultural inclusivity. And 97% of respondents asked for continued DEI training. In partnership with Franklin County Human Resources, 3 to 4 monthly DEI trainings are being offered in partnership with the YWCA, who provides a series of racial equity training, performance consulting services, who focuses on working effectively with generational differences in the workplace, as well as Columbus Council of World Affairs that teaches intercultural competence workshops and provides a global competence speaker series. Our DEI consultant, Raising the Bar Performance Group, has continued to provide training to our Racial Equity Council members and will begin training our leadership this month. To date, from the training sessions, from the feedback from the training sessions has been overwhelmingly positive, and we look forward to upcoming sessions in 2023. Commissioners, with your approval of our 2023 budget, we will continue to work with community partners to help support activities, initiatives, and awareness for various populations in our community, such as Black men through the African American Male Wellness Agency, who is dedicated to changing the health disparities among African American men and their families, Stonewall Columbus in recognition of Pride Month and helping to increase visibility, inclusion, and connection for the LGBTQ+ community. We have been able to partner with Central Ohio African American Chamber of Commerce to support Juneteenth activities and continue to work with Ohio MBE, who is dedicated to helping and uplifting Black businesses. Commissioners, as we work to advance racial equity and ingrain equity in our DNA, our county administrator has charged each agency to develop equity performance measures for 2023. Some of those measures are highlighted here. In partnership with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, we are working with all Board of Commissioner agencies to help develop equity performance measures that support their operations. Looking forward to ODEI in 2023, to further assist our internal road to equity, Our DEI consultant will conduct monthly leadership circles during our senior staff meetings. The leadership circles will include opportunities to explore micro behaviors in the workplace, examine the current organizational culture, work to help design justice talks and skill building sessions to increase competencies and working with others who are different. The leadership circles were designed for 2 reasons. 1, to meet the requests of our county administrator for each agency to develop equity plans stated to be done by May 2023, and answering the results of the culture climate audit, diversity, equity, and inclusion maturity model that states Board of Commissioner leadership is complying on the scale towards DEI disruption, and that DEI is not fully embedded across all leaders, and the DEI responsibility lies with a select few. In spring of 2023, we are excited to announce we will have our first Franklin County Board of Commissioner The Work Continues tours, where we will visit historical landmarks and memorial sites in Alabama to further learn more about the shoulders of leaders we stand on and the hardship endured that it is so important to the work that commissioners are doing today. We are partnering with a small minority travel company who is assisting with a robust educational and exciting itinerary for these tours. To further support our goals to increase supplier diversity in partnership with our DEI consultant, we created a criteria for agencies to continue their DEI journey. Through the Franklin County Commissioners DEI Awards, the goals are to help amplify businesses and people doing meaningful work for others. The purpose is to learn from and to also elevate those who have created inclusive work environments through their workforce, supplier diversity programs, employee development initiatives, and more. The program celebrates individuals, companies, and nonprofits who have shown exceptional commitment to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace or in the greater Franklin County community. Through the assistance of the Racial Equity Council, the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion will introduce Team Franklin County resource groups for Board of Commissioner staff to help promote cultural awareness, foster an inclusive workplace through a sense of belonging and acceptance, enhance employee experience, and further assist in the Board of Commissioner organization becoming an employer of choice through company innovation. Lastly, we are excited to announce the Franklin County Board of Commissioners Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Conference in the fall of 2023. Engage, Discover, Ignite, organizing our collective power. The conference is designed for all who are looking to learn about best practices in DEI strategy, collaboration, and education. The conference will focus on 4 different tracks: economic equity and development, workforce development, effective collaboration, and driving policy and using data. We are excited to highlight the DEI work of Franklin County Commissioners and further support our partners. Thank you for the opportunity and your support of our 2023 budget. We are happy to answer any questions you may have.
I don't have any questions, just great work. Glad to see that we're doing the trip down south. That's great, exciting stuff. You know, guys are doing great work. Keep it up.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Hey, I'm sorry I got on late. This is Commissioner Boyce. What's your overall budget this year?
$5,023,786.
And is it, what was it last year? What's the comparison?
Pardon me, Commissioner Boyce. Our recommended budget is $5,697,931. The variance is 745%.
The variance is 745%. So what was it in dollars though?
It was 600,074,145.
Okay. Okay. And then I'm sorry, I'm actually in DC today and don't have it in front of me, so forgive me. So did your budget outline the difference?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask. I can look at it for my staff. I just want to say, again, I think it's great work too. I think we should continue to grow in our investment, and I think it will show up in our work. And so I like the direction and trajectory we're having. I just want to be more linked with the details. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Boyce, and I can forward you that additional information that D'Amica outlined with the variance between last year and this year's recommended budget. So you have that available. And
okay,
also I wanted
perfect.
to mention, we also have with us today Joe Mazzola, our Public Health Commissioner, to also talk about the equity initiatives that the Board of Commissioners have invested in with our partnerships with Franklin County Public Health.
Thank you, Zach. Good afternoon, commissioners. Good afternoon to all of our county colleagues. Great to be with you. I'll keep my remarks brief, but certainly appreciate the opportunity to present to the commissioners some additional information about some of our DEI work and how it aligns with the county's DEI work as well. I'm joined by Lisa Dent, our Associate Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and John Wolf, our Director of Finance and Business Operations. So as the commissioners recall, you have been exceedingly generous with our public health initiatives over the last several years. In particular, I want to thank the commissioners for all of your funding with respect to the COVID-19 response, our community partnership grants, and then of course the most recent investment in our public health capabilities and some of the work that you just funded for us. But over the last several years, the work that you have funded for our DEI work has been exceedingly meaningful for us, and we thank you for that. Back in 2020, when Franklin County Public Health and the Board of Commissioners declared racism a public health crisis, we really said to our community that we were going to continue to invest in this work. And because of the funding of the commissioners, we've been able to do that. Since 2020, we have established an Equity Advisory Council organization, 43-member organizations guiding our work here at Franklin County Public Health. We've been able to train all of our staff and board members in terms of cultural competency and equity learning. We've created more continuing education opportunities for our staff, including a DEI town hall events and culturally safe space conversations. We revised our contract template and DEI provisions as a health department, and we've strategically invested and looked for additional opportunities with respect to workforce development, communications, governance, leadership, performance management, procurement, and external engagement. And I give credit to Lisa Dent, who has led much of that work here at the health department, has done a phenomenal job, both internally and externally, making sure that we continue to advance our DEI efforts here at Franklin County Public Health. So as we think about our initiatives for 2023, with the commissioners' continued support, we are really excited about the opportunities ahead for us. We have plans in 2023 to finalize our DEI implementation plan. We're going to be updating our health and equity and all policies policy. We'll be looking to partner with our health literacy team for class standards for our staff and also for partners across our health jurisdiction. We'll continue to provide trainings for our staff as we onboard new staff in 2023. We'll be doing a cultural audit with strategic recommendations in 2023. And then, of course, tracking the progress of our declaration of racism as a public health crisis. So there's a lot of activity happening. We are aligning all of our work with the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, with the Racial Equity Council, and of course the DEI Hub, and also a final opportunity will be our next Community Health Improvement Plan, which has identified racial equity as one of its 4 priorities. And so the work really is exciting. We're proud of the work that we've been able to do, but we know a lot of work lies ahead. And I want to thank again the commissioners and County Administrator Wilson and County Administration for your continued support. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commissioners may have.
I don't have any questions. Again, great work. Appreciate all you guys do, Joe.
Joe, can you just illustrate what your change in your budget was? Quick.
Thank you, Commissioner. Maybe would defer to John or to Zach on those specific details.
Yeah, it's my understanding with Zach that I believe it's the same as last year as well. Unless Zach can kind of highlight that.
No, we did have a contract last year for the 200,000 that was related to the associate director and training positions. The recent agreement that the commissioners approved for the additional American Rescue Plan funding also included some additional funding for DEI initiatives. And I know in conversations with John Wolf and Joe Mazzola that I know that we're looking to next year to continue the associate director contract of looking as providing some additional dollars as part of that contract for 2023 in furtherance of the commissioner's priorities.
Okay, thank you.
And commissioners, if there's no other questions, that will conclude today's hearing on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Our next scheduled budget hearing is on affordable housing initiatives. And with your permission, if we can maybe take a 5-minute break, we can get everything set up